When you educate a child, you educate a family, you improve the community, and you build a nation. Your dreams can come true, and this school is the first step.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 10th Annual Schools for Siloam Gala. I'm Larry Snyder, I'm your host, and I'm so grateful to be back here supporting Schools for Siloam. Everything in the world has changed, but one thing that hasn't is the need for basic education in Sierra Leone, and of course that's the mission of Schools for Siloam. Our goal for tonight is to raise $100,000 to keep Schools for Siloam doing its good work in Sierra Leone. We do want to say thank you to our gold sponsor tonight, Cindy and David Harrison, who have been very generous in their support of Schools for Siloam, and thank you again to them for making this possible. I want to introduce now a special friend of mine. Everyone knows Cindy Knopfsinger, and she has helped me really understand the need for basic education in Sierra Leone. So please help me welcome the Executive Director of Schools for Siloam, Cindy Knopfsinger. Cindy?
Thank you so much for joining us here this evening to celebrate 15 years of working together in Sierra Leone. A special thank you to our Schools for Siloam Board of Directors. Your guidance and support is invaluable as we work to create education opportunities for children in Sierra Leone. And a special thank you to Nathan Jerome and the McPherson Family Foundation for your unprecedented, steadfast support these last 7 years. You have helped empower us and our partners on the ground to make it possible for 10,000 children annually to go to school in a clean, safe building. We have a special announcement to make this evening. My son Michael's father, Dr. Ken Lands, is offering a $50,000 match this evening for donations $500 and above. Ken made our first website. He turned the drawings of the children into note cards that we sold to make that first school possible. And he helped design our first promotional materials. Please help us take advantage of this unprecedented support and help us make dreams come true for the children in Sierra Leone. Thank you, Ken. These 9 months of 2020 have been extraordinary in every way, with COVID-19 upending lives everywhere, and the Black Lives Matter movement accelerating in its strength and impact. We are profoundly grateful for your unprecedented support. And with a special $90,000 grant from the McPherson Family Foundation, we were able to construct 6 new school buildings and refurbish one of our older buildings, making it possible for an additional 1,000 children to go to school in clean, safe schools. With the arrival of COVID-19 in late March, our on-the-ground partners had to readjust once again so that they can continue to serve our school communities during the pandemic. Sustained by your generosity, they are making it possible for us to advocate for the countless number of voiceless children and their families who seek literacy, education, health, and a better life. In addressing our ongoing and most urgent needs, there are countless villages in Sierra Leone where young children must walk 3 to 5 miles one way to a school that is a mud hut. Building a new safe school, however, is only the first step. Water wells and sanitation facilities are critical. Teachers need training and certification by the Ministry of Education. Students need books and learning materials. Girls need feminine hygiene supplies because periods don't stop for pandemics. Reproductive health education is critical for girls and boys to help minimize teenage pregnancies. And to respond to COVID, our most urgent needs are hand washing buckets, soap, and face masks. It's easy to become overwhelmed with the needs of this small country on the coast of West Africa. Sierra Leoneans, however, are some of the most fun-loving, determined, and resilient people anywhere. And as we work together towards the worldwide movement for social justice and equity, it's really critical that we not forget these children and their families in Sierra Leone, because no matter where you were born, no matter the color of your skin, we all have dreams, and we want to help make a better future for the lives of our children and our families. Please help us take advantage of Ken's $50,000 match this evening, and let us help make dreams come true for the children of Sierra Leone. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
It is my pleasure to introduce a special man who I've had the opportunity to travel in Sierra Leone with on 2 different occasions. He is the Executive Director of Program for Children, who is the primary partner of Schools for Siloam, doing great work in country. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Joseph Williams Lamine. Joseph?
My name is Honorable Joseph Williams Lamy. I'm a founder and executive director for Program for Children, Sierra Leone. We are in partnership with Schools for Siloam USA. My role basically is I express opinion objectively to them, like letters of applications I receive from various school agency, individuals, community members, and government agencies, and so forth. Then I process that application and forward it to School for Siloam USA. And several meetings will be conducted for those community until we reach a final stage where education is a gateway for success. It is where we have what we call multiplier effect. It is a hub for all activities. It is the star. It is the moon. It is the biggest, brightest light you could see in an environment. It is the communication between one person and another, and also one country, another, and also you'll be able to express yourself, and you'll be able to fill in positions. And most of the professions in our modern world today, you are not able to achieve them if you are not an educated person. And you can only get education through a school that is established in that community. Involving the community members to build a school is such an integral part of the process. They can maintain ownership of the school building, and they'll be able also to send their children to school, and they will also be part of the decision making, and they will also be part of the continuity, because building a school itself is just one component of the educational process. You have the structures, you have the teachers, you have the students, you have the teaching and learning materials, and also you have to capacitate the teachers. You have to make sure that they have trained and qualified teachers. And then it's all a teamwork. You need to also have those teachers paid, and that is mostly done by the government of Sierra Leone. The best thing you could do for a village is to plant educational seed by building a school.
Thank you, Joseph, very much for that meaningful message from Sierra Leone. It's my pleasure to introduce the Chief Program Officer for Schools for Siloam. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natalie Gordon.
As in much of the rest of the world, schools in Sierra Leone have been closed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And our partners have been working so hard to balance the urgent needs of our communities along with still working to support educational opportunity for our students. So I'm going to start by giving a huge shout out and thank you to them for all of their hard work. To support students in their education while schools are closed, our partners have distributed radios so that students can listen to the Ministry of Education lessons that they're broadcasting. Our partners at the Learning Foundation are also exploring ways to find e-reader content and make that more accessible for students. During the Ebola outbreak, our partners, Program for Children, gained a lot of expertise and experience on the front lines working through a health crisis. And during Ebola, they were able to keep all of our school communities completely Ebola-free. And now, in the face of COVID-19, they're using many of the same techniques and strategies to protect our school communities once again. Back in May, we had a campaign, Give Big, and generous donors gave $32,000 to fund COVID relief efforts. And with these funds, our partners have been able to distribute 4,000 hand washing buckets, 13,000 bars of soap, 600 bags of rice, and health education to our school communities. Our partners at Umantalk have also sewn and distributed 14,000 face masks. And these face masks have gone to our school communities, our partners, hospitals, frontline workers, the U.S. Embassy, and other organizations working in Sierra Leone. Even in the midst of all this, our partners have still been able to continue constructing schools through the COVID pandemic. And so Clinton and Hamidou in the very far remote northern part of the country have built a new primary school in Kadanzo, a new junior secondary school at Koroma Salaya, and done some refurbishment for Kamangbegbe, a school that we built a few years ago up there. In the south, Program for Children have built a new primary school at Largor, a new junior secondary school at Laoma, and built a classroom structure at the Maloma Women's Technical Vocational Center, as well as a new classroom structure for Ngorahun, one of our schools that's outgrown the capacity of its original building. This, like Cindy mentioned, will make education accessible for 10,000 students now total once it's safe for kids to go back to school. In a normal year, our partners build an average of 2 schools per year. So we are honored and humbled by their dedication, but also your generosity and trust during these unprecedented times. Thank you for making it all possible, and thank you for joining hands with us to take action for a more just and equitable world.
Thank you, Natalie, for that meaningful program update. The main event of tonight is to make a difference, for you to have an opportunity to make a contribution to the good work that Schools for Siloam does in Sierra Leone. The first thing that we want to feature is the $5,000 level, and a couple of suggested things that you could fund, for example, would be a water well. The other is $2,500 would be safe private toilets, for example, that you could help fund in Sierra Leone. What I want to feature at the $1,000 level is what is most important right now, and that's COVID relief response items, which include rice, face masks, radios for remote learning, and a whole lot of other items that will enable Schools for Siloam to continue to do their good work, again, at the $1,000 level. Those would be a couple of examples that your gift would fund. At the $500 level, menstruation kits and sexual and reproductive health education for 2 schools. This is a very important part of Schools for Siloam initiative in Sierra Leone. At the $250 level, textbooks, reading materials, and school supplies for 1 classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the most important part within the 4 walls of these schools, is making sure that those materials exist. And then at the $100 level, teacher to training workshop, making sure that the teachers are trained at a level that ensures that kids are learning well, but also that they have the training that they need. Your $100 gift could be used for that. And again, thank you for supporting Schools for Siloam, and thank you for making a difference tonight.
Well, I started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone, and the sun went down as I crossed the hill, and the town lit up. The world got still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Well, the good